Testing, 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 testing one, testing one, testing one. Testing one, testing, testing. Hello there. Can you hear me? You can type in the chat too if you press the chat button at the bottom there. If you don't want to talk on the mic. Okay, awesome. Had about 3 people here the first one last month. So I don't know if it's just going to be me and you, Tyrell, or if it's going to be some other people, but I'm just going to like slowly take the first 10 minutes to kind of just take my time. I see you're the one I was talking to in the messaging there. You're already pretty fairly knowledgeable in Blender if you're playing with GeoNodes, eh? Fairly. All right, well, I'll start with I made a little PowerPoint. I'm trying to be a little more organized. Last time I just kind of test the waters and went on, and I was actually surprised. I had three people, and one of the guys was actually one of the core developers of Blender and its original creation, and he's taken part in like California and other places to set up meetups and all that stuff for Blender, and he's pushed it in all sorts of ways and supported it in all sorts of ways. And it was really cool to meet him and have him come in for the first one. And hopefully over time we'll get more people involved. And first and foremost, you know what Blender is. It's a 3D animation modeling software. It can do all sorts of crazy things. I'm pretty sure you're aware that it can do a variety of things: video editing, image editing, storyboarding, gaming, models, and worlds. I'm Chris. I'm a visual music artist and producer who lives in Edmonton. I'm hearing impaired, so when chatting, it's a lot better if people type. But if you don't have an accent, no problem with people with accents, but I can understand better if it's not a thick accent or anything. But I welcome anybody to chat and try to talk and pop in. You can always ask a question verbally, or you can chat in the chat. I'm the creator of this meetup. I just started it last month. I've been in the Blender for like probably 4 years now, I'd say. And just, I love it. It's amazing because it's free and open source. And I've always been looking for ways to create visual art digitally. And then I wish I had found Blender when it was first created, but I only found it about 4 years ago, and I fell in love with it. And I wanted to, ever since that, I've been wanting to find people. Like, it's cool, like, people, you can go on videos and you can find YouTube videos and people sharing what they do, what they know. And you go on Reddit, and Reddit has a Blender room, and they share the crazy, amazing things that they can create with it. And I just always wanted to try to meet people who are like local in the city. 99% of these meetups I'm going to do online. I think it's easier for people where they have their computers at home and everything like that. But it's just nice to meet people who are in the same city as you, or in the same province and country as you, who have the same interests. And you never know. Create this Edmonton Blender-Artists group, and yeah, I'd want to bring people together, and from there do all sorts of things with that. I manage this group, and I will try to host these meetings at least once a month for 1 to 2 hours. 2 hours, I'd say gets a little long, one minimum. And there may be times, like if we do get a lot of people here, and I'll just leave it open, and I can, if I gotta go, I can pass it on and leave the group open for people to chat and host it themselves for even more than 2 hours if they choose to in the future. Why are we here? To meet people in Edmonton with a passion for Blender. That's first and foremost. To share our passions with each other. Like if you're working on a project, you know, you can show it what you're doing, and I can show what I'm doing, and we can give each other support and tips and all that stuff on the bare minimum, and then to teach each other what we know. So there's going to be last month, I had 2 people that just heard of Blender, and they came in, and I walked them through the basics. And based on every online meetup, I'll gauge where people are at with their skill level and try to like start from the basics to scratch, and also explore advanced areas too. Because even if the people who are 100% new to Blender see the more advanced stuff, they can, you know, it can inspire them to keep going at it and learning more about it. And then yeah, down the road, if this meetup and group grows, and hopefully, you know, we can collaborate, you know, to make a little short films, animations, music videos, and more. I want to make this group, yeah, it's just a hub for people to, you know, if they need 3D animation work for video games, for art, music videos, festivals, whatever, they can look up Edmonton Blender-Artists, and they can find all sorts of people who are looking to work for free, or even work, depending on how good they are, for hopefully money down the road. And yeah, just to support each other and pass that on. And maybe, you know, if you know, you grow the group to 10 or more Blender artists locally, and we attract some attention, you can bring some pretty decent projects our way, and then you can build a team. To make a short film, even like a 10-minute short film, takes, to do it efficiently and effectively, it takes a couple people, because one person's got to worry about the set, one person's got to worry about the characters, one person's got to worry about the rigging and the animations and all that stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if we can take this and make it into a nice little, at the very least, passionate and supportive group, and anything beyond that is even better. The meetups, I'm open to any suggestions during the meetup or afterwards. If you want to message me privately, what you think I should do to change it up, where I should go with it. You are more than welcome to say, hey, I want to do an hour, and show, do it whatever way you want to do it. Like I said, like right now, what I'm doing is 0 to 10 minutes. First 10 minutes, I'm just kind of like going over the plan. I'll probably do this every time. And then first half an hour, we'll try to explain the features. And then the rest is just work on projects and explain as I go. During all this time, at any time, say what you want. You can either verbally say something, if I'm going too fast, or if you got a point you want to make, just say it in the chat, or verbally say it, turn on your microphone and say something. And then the content for this will be streamed live onto YouTube, and then it'll be left there for future reference. I'm going to make, there's a Telegram chat that I'm trying to make, and that'll be for people to support each other if they ever get stuck and they have questions. Hopefully we can help each other there. I don't know if I have the... Gotta find the... I do have the link somewhere for the Telegram chat. For Telegram, I want to try to... I'm going to be very, very cautious about who I add and kick out, because I don't want people spamming it or botting it. Or I'll try and get my micro jug out from wherever it's hiding. Yeah, cool. And someone else just popped in, it looks like. Yeah, you can, like I said, you can bring a mic and you can talk, or you can chat in the chat room, and you can use your camera. You can share your screen. JT, are you new here? You can chat in there. From SoCal. Oh, hey, I was talking to you. I was telling Tyrell about you, so I'm glad you popped in again. I'm hoping that this time I got a little more organized and better plan put together, but yeah. Just yep. 1 second here. Where is it? There it is. Sorry, I should have had this link saved already. Let me do this. Invite via link. Copy link. So where is the chat here? This is the Telegram link. It's just an empty group right now, and like I said, I'm going to have this for anyone to keep in touch and chat and ask questions if they're stuck in Blender. And hopefully, as we grow this community, we can help each other out. I'm going to be very cautious about trying to manage that Telegram, because Telegram has a tendency to get crazy bots and people trying to like scam and sell crypto and stupid stuff like that. So I want to keep it limited to just human beings who are from Edmonton or Canada or in the Blender community who want to be a part of it and help each other out. So join that if you feel like it. Like I said, it'll be streamed on YouTube and left there. And meetup.com, where you guys found me, and this is where the main event and group and all that stuff is going to live. So, going to move this down over here. Based on your experience, Tyrell, I'm pretty sure you're pretty good with this. Like, you know how to make a little pig like this? The pig. I wish I didn't have time to set it all up to stream because I wanted to like have the documentation of how this is all work and kind of like the plane. Yeah, I'm pretty good with that, but go through it anyways. I'm always good for refreshing my memory. Okay. Yeah. So I just threw it out there last time for me to kind of build from scratch any idea someone had, and one person suggested that I do they said they wanted to do a film about a farm or something like that, a short film about the farm, and I said, well, let's try to make a pig. So I made a little piggy. Yeah, we can may pick up a cool nuance. Have at it. Okay, so I'm gonna also share these the links to these files if you ever want to download them. They'll be in the Edmonton meetup group, main meetup group, Edmonton Blender-Artists meetup group. As I go and I made it, and so he suggested a pig, and I made a pig, and it's nothing super advanced, super high realistic. It's just a cute little cartoonish pig. I'm not gonna stout that I'm like a super hyper realistic Blender artist. I got a long way to go for that. I have a pretty good grasp on shortcuts and how to make stuff and the different aspects of Blender. Tyrell, you said you're into Blender G-nodes. You're starting to learn about them. And one thing I would say is, I mentioned this at the last chat, is I'm trying to watch every one of his videos. I watch them every 2 weeks, and I'm going through them all, but it's like a really in-depth procedural texturing and G-nodes tutorials, and he's awesome. So I'll just I'll put the link in there. Like, his tutorials are really good, and he really talks about and explains like the math and all that stuff, and each node, and there's different shortcuts you can use with Node Wrangler, the extension. If you're not aware of that, that's an extension that actually is built in the Blender. You just have to turn it on. So you can see the link in there to that guy's YouTube channel. Like I said, I plan on watching every single one of them over time. And yeah, it's amazing how out of virtually nothing, using procedural texturing and G-nodes, you can create the most amazing things. And it's just running. It's not like you're not adding anything, any files or images or anything to Blender. And so we got the pig, and that was a suggestion. So I figured from there we would slowly work through creating a bit of like a farm for the pig and create different farm animals, and yeah, go from there. And like I said, if anyone wants to jump in, jump on in. So I got this little pig, and one of the things I noticed was I didn't do the feet on the pig. And I can't remember her name, but she was asked the question earlier when I was making the ears. She's like, is there a way to mirror it? And I'm sure you guys are aware there's a mirror modifier for that. And when I was making the pig quickly, I didn't actually do mirrors for that, for the legs. So what I'll do is I'm going to erase these legs, and by doing that, I'm clicking on each of them, holding shift, and then I'm going to use the control delete. Well, I don't know if you use Mac or Tyrell, are you using Mac or PC? PC, okay. So I'm going to be doing a lot of, I work with a Mac, so I got all the Mac shortcuts, but they're almost virtually the same. But I think when I say command, generally it's control from PC. And this FN button is the far left corner of a Mac. And I think that's, I think it's, I don't know what the FN button actually symbolizes. But anyways, I press FN and then delete, and that deletes all those. And now I will mirror this guy, and to mirror it centrally on the body, I will use the eyedropper, and I will click the center. And it did it that way because of the direction that the pig body is on. So now I got it mirroring one, and then you can add a secondary mirror, and I can change the axis to the y-axis. Something that it should be the I gotta make this guy again here, the center. There you go. So now there's only one leg, but it's mirroring it in 4 different places. And so to make his foot, I'm going to tab into the leg, and I want to grab the edges and I go up here to can you guys can you probably can't see my mouse. It's not working out there, is it? It's not showing the mouse. I'm gonna work on, I'll try to get that working for you guys later, but yeah, up here you can see that I'm picking the edges, and I'm going to pick the edges while holding Alt to get the whole circle. I'm going to press 1 to get a good side angle there. And I'm just going to press G and then Z to move it up a bit, because I think they're a little too long for pig's legs. And then I want to extrude the bottom part there to make a foot. And I'm going to press E for extrude, and I'm going to press Z for the Z axis to bring it straight down. And then I'm going to scale, pressing S to make it a little bit out there. I think that's pretty good for a leg and a foot there. And then if you press Alt and you click on one of the edges within here, it'll, oh, that's not gonna work. So I got to do face mode. I go up here again to face mode and I click there. And then now if I hit the edge while holding Alt, it's going to go all the way around. And I can select it all. And then I want to make the foot black. And see, I have only one material right now, which is the pink color of the skin. I named it pig skin. And you can have per object multiple textures and colors or materials, they call them, for each object if you want. So I'm going to add another material for this object by pressing the plus button over here. And then I'm going to, and I really apologize, I didn't know that this way I'm doing it isn't showing my mouse, but next time I'll work on that. I'm going to write that down really quick here. So I added that, and then this adds almost like it's like a layer, but it's another material, and there's nothing there right now. So I'm going to press New, which is underneath, and it's going to create a new material, and it defaults to this basic material. I'll click there, material, and I'm going to name it Hoof. I'm going to make it by clicking on the base color, and I'm going to bring the slider down all the way to almost black, not 100% black. And then since I have it selected, all I have to do is press this assign button, and now they're all black. And it's almost a perfect hoof. I want to now How do I want to do that? So I'm going to get rid of this. Yeah, so I'm going to delete that. And when you hit I want to, that'd be an interesting question. It's like what the FN button is, and let me do a quick search here. The FN button is what in PC? Shortcut FN. I think it's Alt, but I'm not quite sure about that. Sorry, I have a Blender on a PC too. I use PC to render my stuff, but I don't actually use it very often to actually create stuff. Anyways, I'm going to press this FN button again and delete this. And it pops up this menu. And I want to pick the face. And I'm going to delete the bottom face. So now it's an empty face here. And I'm going to pick the edges. And I'm going to, while holding shift, select all these middle ones. But here, I'm going to pick these ones a bit here. How many did I pick there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, if I 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Is that right? Looks about right. And now if I grab with a G and I press Z, I can move them up like that. Kind of make it look more like a hoove. And then since I have those selected, I want to fill that hole. And all you have to do is press F, and that fills the hole. And then you can click this edge, and click this edge, and click this edge. And I'm going to press F again, and I'm going to fill that. And then these. Fill that. And this and that. Fill that. This, that. Fill that. And then there's so as I was selecting all those, I'm realizing there's a more efficient way of doing that rather than clicking them all. And if you wanted to, you can you take a surface side view, and if you press Shift Z, it goes to wireframe mode. And you don't have to click Shift Z. If you go up to the corner up here, top right corner, you can see that wire mode is up here as well. Wireframe mode. But the shortcut is Shift Z. And then from there, you can take a side view and you can see through everything as you select it. And it selects everything. As opposed to if you're in material view and you do that, if I do this, it's only going to select the viewable side. But anyways, I think that's a good hoof. I just tabbed out. Pretty basic, pretty simple. I'm not trying to do anything too complicated because, yeah, there's only so much time in the day. It's interesting because, yeah, you could spend 1 hour making something and you can spend, what, like a year making something, right? And I'm just noticing there's a bit of shine to it for the hoof. And if you go over here, you can see that there is a roughness. And I want to turn the roughness almost all the way up just to get rid of the shine. So that's the piggy. I think it looks better that way now. And big thing with Blender is you can have auto save on, but you can be working for like hours, and for if you don't have auto save on and forget to save it, and Blender can crash. It often can crash. So be very aware of that when you're working on your Blender projects. Is either have auto save on or be very conscious of like saving every bit, because yeah, if you make something really cool and you spend a bunch of time on it, and then you sometimes if you pick like a modifier and you're screwing around with the modifier and you stress your computer out, it just freezes Blender and it crashes, which is no fun. I'm pretty happy with this big. I know there's a way to do it, and I can't for the life of me at the moment remember what specific setting it was. I thought it was in bevel. There's a way to so this is just a bevel Bezier curve, and there's a way to make it round. Does anyone know that off the top of their head? How to make a Bezier curve round? I know it's. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's okay. That's perfect. That's what I was looking for. Perfect. It's probably a little too thick for his round tail. So you go to in Bezier curve, which is without the Bezier curve. If you've ever used it, they're basically in the curves, and you can pick different kinds of curves. They're basically just lines. And if I grab this, you can see a curve is just a basic line. And these things are really cool because you can make wires and hoses and all sorts of stuff, and you can animate them to move, like hoses if you're making an animation, or wires hanging from a telephone pole or something like that. On saving, it's good to save at milestones or good stopping points. You might want to go back to, you can even give it a version number. Yes, this is very true. Thank you for that. Yeah, I believe in well, it always it makes that's saving a file, right? And you can save versions in here in preferences. Very useful. So yeah, Bezier curves can be turned into nice circles, and I did that by going into the object data properties, and then going down to the geometry section, and then down into bevel, and then you pick round, and then you can change the size of the roundness. And that's what it was before. I believe you can change the, yeah, there you go. Make it a little more piglet-like. There you go. So the next part I'm going to do is, I got over here in my scene collection a big mess. So it's really good, especially the bigger your projects get and the more complicated your models get, is to keep them organized. And often if you're just having fun and getting lost, you end up with a crazy amount of objects and a whole mix of stuff in the scene collection folders. So I'm just going to select all the parts of the pig, not the light. I'll just select these four for now, and then I'm going to press M, and that I guess is for move collection, but I use it to create a new collection, and you can move it into the other collections. But I'm going to create a new collection, and I'm going to call it Little Piggy. So now we got those in there, and then I believe the cylinder is one, those are the legs. This one is the nose, this is the ears, and the Bezier cave is the tail. And then I'm going to press M again, and then now I'm going to move them to Little Piggy. And now you can get into naming them, and you can double click in the Casina collection. I think it's called the Outliner, right? It's called the Outliner. Or you can go into the main area here, and if you hold the FN button and press F12, object name pops up, and also all these ears. And then we'll say the head. And eyes, nose, mouth, and the body. And then right next to that, so if you're doing the FN and F2, I feel like maybe for that you probably on a PC you probably just have to press F2. You can also press F3. And F3 is really, there's always your greatest friend for Blender is like Google for sure, if you have this very specific. If you have a very specific question, you can ask Google and it'll give you the answer very well, especially if you write Blender and I need to know this. If you press F3, my computer's giving me trouble right now. Press. Okay. Sorry guys, 1 second here. I gotta do a quick